Welcome friends, let's paint some mushrooms in our sketchbooks today. If you're new here, I'm Smitha from the blog Smiling Colors. I'm using a Kraft Sketchbook and painting mushrooms using some gouache paint. I'll start by drawing out the mushrooms using a black pen. On my blog today, I just shared a step-by-step printable showing how you can draw the simple mushroom. Make sure to grab it. I'll leave the link for it in the description box. So I'm using two red colors here, a crimson red and a vermilion. Both of these come with the 12-pack of Artists Loft gouache paints that I'm using. I'm simply applying the darker color, which is the crimson red, here and there. I don't want this whole mushroom to be an even solid color. That's why I'm choosing to use two different reds. You don't really need to start with a pen sketch. I did that mainly because I wanted to show you how it looks while I paint it in and color it in. You can just directly start painting if you want to. You can squeeze the paints onto a palette or directly pick it up with the paintbrush like I am here. You really want the paint to be on the paper and that's it. I'm not at all diluting it with water, especially since the Kraft Sketchbook that I'm using is a thinner paper. It's not a watercolor heavy paper. Then to add a little bit more drama, I'm going in with a second red, which is the vermilion color, and I'm filling in the rest of the area. It's super simple as you see. I'm just using two reds. Gouache paint dries a little flat. It doesn't have any kind of shine to it, and it's a really fun medium to try out if you haven't tried out before. I enjoyed painting this mushroom. To paint in the mushroom stalk, I added a little bit of titanium white, and then I'm just dirtying up the white with some yellow ochre color. I don't want anything dramatic. I'm just mixing them unevenly because a mushroom is really, if you think about it, it doesn't have to look perfect at all. Super forgiving thing to paint, and if you haven't tried it before, just try drawing it, coloring it in, and have some fun time with your sketchbook. Then with the green, I just painted a few leaves. I just want this mushroom to look a little bit whimsical, and I always love painting flowers and leaves, so that is something that comes natural to me. I'm adding in the yellow ochre to the leaves, and this just adds a little more variation and gradation to the leaves. You don't want it to be solid one color again, so just add a few colors and mix it roughly on the paper itself, or if you feel more comfortable, use a palette on the side like I mentioned before. With the paint left over on my paintbrush, I quickly painted in some ground area, and then I'm using the yellow color to paint some small flowers along the stalk there. I finished off the mushroom by coming in with the white and adding the white dots on top of the mushroom. You can lay the paint a little thicker if you want here because it adds that texture. It's really pretty to look at, or you can make it flat. If you don't want to go in with the paintbrush, you can always use a white gel pen for this as well. I quickly finished off my sketch with a little bit of black lines. I know many people don't like adding black lines to the painting, but I feel that it just defines the illustration that much better. So the first mushroom was so much fun to paint, I decided to paint more mushrooms on the facing page. I used all of the same colors, it's the same technique, but it's so much fun because the mushrooms are very forgiving. There is nothing precise that needs to be painted about them. For both of these images, I used references that I saw on unsplash.com. Unsplash is a photograph website which is royalty free, and you can refer to them and paint them into your sketchbooks. I'll make sure to link the exact photographs that I referred in the description box below. But basically, again, I didn't use a palette. I just put the paint onto the paper. I mixed it right there with very little water, and the gouache tends to dry on the paper, so I actually had to work pretty quickly here. But the whole process was so much fun and very relaxing. I used a bit of blue to paint in some flowers for this one. I also came in with brown to add a little more shadow. I added white dots on the top, and this is just a fun sketch in my sketchbook that I enjoyed painting. It's a lovely way for me to relax on an afternoon before my kids come home. Actually, I had half an hour time and I just rushed through and painted these two. I love the way the red and white contrast against the craft paper. Let me know in the comments below which one of these you enjoyed, and if you do recreate this, make sure to tag me on social media at Smitha. I'd love to see what you've created. Thanks so much for spending some crafty time with me today, friends. I hope you enjoyed painting mushrooms with me today, and I'll see you again soon with another video. Till then, happy crafting!